Morning, everybody. Steve from the Worley Bugger, your weekly Yakima River Fly Fishing Report. Here's the 29th of March, Easter weekend, on Sunday, of course. Standing here at the Upper Bridge in the Yakima River. You can see today the color, little green. I mean, definitely fishable, but not gin clear water conditions below the Teanaway River. So heads up on that. It looks like we're going to have a very, very nice weekend. So according to the graphs, looking this morning, they're going to continue to drop. But I will remind you again about spring fishing. You know, it's very inconsistent. You know, we have to deal with, you know, weather conditions, melting snow, rain. We had big rain here overnight yesterday. So that's always going to be a driving factor, you know, with the Yakima. I mean, even though, you know, we have our reservoirs, rain will affect the river when we have snow still in the Cascades, and we still have a fair amount of snow in the mid-elevation range. So that's what happens, is it kind of, that rain touches on that snow and it you know, turns to H2O and it just comes down. So you have to be prepared, you know. So whether you're, you know, you're a do-it-yourselfer or you're going with a guide, you got to be prepared in the spring, you know, and be flexible. I mean, spring fishing definitely is some of the best fishing that we experience on the river. And I'm sure that you've seen it on everybody's social media pages, you know, the big fish that, you know, that show up this time of year. And it's true. It's a great time of the year to fish the Yakima, and you see a lot of our bigger, larger sized trout in the system, without a doubt. But you got to deal with, you know, inert water conditions. You know, sometimes it's going to be really good, other times it's going to be a little bit tougher. You know, so you have to be on your game and be ready to, you know, make adjustments whenever you can. Make adjustments in your fishing, where you're fishing, and what you're fishing. So, still squall fishing going on. You know, of course, I like to tell people, you know, when we have bigger water, you know, like we have right now, with a little bit off color, typically using a larger style fly is going to be better for you. Probably a size 8, you know. Typically we fish size 8s and 10s in squallows, whether they're nymphs or dries, doesn't really matter. But in this off color water, and where the volume is a little bit bigger, a little larger profile fly will tends to work better. Now, if you happen to be fishing in a section of the river that's clear, like above the Teanaway, that's pumping in a lot of water, more volume, and more turbidity. So if you're fishing in the upper sections of the river, you might not need as large a style of fly for the fish to see it, because the conditions are going to be much better. And you're going to hear from Aron here from his days on the river yesterday and what the conditions are like there.
Good afternoon, Aron here from the Worley Bugger Fly Company, bringing you your weekly Yakima River Fly Fishing Report. As you can see, the water's finally cleared up. Still a fair amount of particulates in the water, but the visibility is pretty dang good. Just finished up for the day. Me and Laird. Pretty good day. I think 24 is what we hooked, so pretty decent. So fishing's good, nymphing at least. Not a lot of surface activity. However, it's supposed to warm up, so I would assume that the blue wings and the squallows will resume probably over the next few days. So dry fly fishing should pick up and be a lot better. Anyhow, bug wise, squallows, blue wings on the radar, caddis, salmon flies, March browns, those are kind of the next ones coming, so plan for that. Other than that, not a whole lot more to report on. Nymphing's been good, dry fly in the afternoon's been good. Haven't done a lot of streamer fishing, but I would imagine with the high off-color water, it's probably not a bad bet. If you have any questions, feel free to call the Pro-Shop. If you want to fish with us, we'd love to see you. Hope everyone's having a fantastic week. Hope to see you out here. Tight lines. Have a great week.
But yeah, just, you know, again, watching the graphs, you know, and expecting, you know, conditions to be, you know, not always gin clear in the spring is what you can expect. So it's good to have a variety of colors of San Juan worms, pinks, reds, oranges. Of course, we're right on the verge of March brown fishing happening too, so that always shows up. They've been popping a little bit here or there, but you know, expect those to really start showing up next week. So we kind of like to call it the spring trifecta. We'll have squallas, March browns, and blue wings all happening in the afternoon. So this is where it starts to become a little bit more technical for the fly fishermen, just trying to determine what it is the fish are going to key in on the most. Are they going to eat the stonefly, or are they going to like the mayflies better? So a lot of times it's good to fish combinations, and we'll have a variety of fish that, you know, when they're potted up, one group of fish may prefer to eat the squalla, the other prefer to eat the mayfly. So giving them choices is always a great idea. Expect that in April. That will be happening, and our big Terra Narcissus stonefly nymphs will be moving along the bottom too. So in the morning, big stonefly nymphs fished along the edges, killer. We had just a fantastic hatch of salmon flies last year, the largest hatch that we've ever seen in the river by far in my 30 years here. So I would expect to see that again, and most likely at some point we'll probably have some pretty good river conditions to be fishing those. So we'll kind of wait and see what happens, but just keep your eyes peeled. Lake fishing going super strong in the basin, of course. Chironomid fishing, of course, that takes precedence this time of year in the basin lakes. Lake Lanise, Lake Lenore, Dusty Lake, all the favorites, all fishing well. They haven't had to contend with a whole lot of wind yet there. There's been a few windy days, but not bad. But everybody that's fishing in these spots is reporting great fishing. And as we progress into the month of April, you'll start to see at some point hatches of calabatus, mayflies too on some of those lakes. So it'll start to get a little bit more complicated there as well. So just a reminder, we will be closed this Sunday for Easter. But then we'll open back up again. Check our hours for sure. We are open again. The pro shop's open now on Sundays. Got your man David there, man in the store. You can stop in and say hi to him. He'll help you out with whatever you need. If I'm working, of course I'll help you. Just give us a call. And everybody enjoy their Easter weekend. It's going to be a nice one.